BYU is celebrating 20 years of the Cougar Tail this football season. Universe Live reporter Josh Rust shows us what it's like to create this sweet tradition.
I'm here outside of the Lavelle Edwards Stadium before the homecoming game, where they plan to sell 13,000 Cougartails, prepared at the BYU Culinary Support Center. Fans have enjoyed Cougartails for 20 years, although they may not know how they're made.
Jared Wilkie is a full-time employee at the BYU Culinary Support Center, or CSC. This is where most of the food BYU feeds its students comes from. Wilkie specializes in the Cougartail.
My title is Cougartail King.
He oversees the Cougartail making process here at the CSC.
60-something pounds of flour, 50 pounds of donut base, and 50 pounds of ice water into a bowl. We let that go for 15 minutes. Then we put it on our table. We separate that into loaves and wraps and let that rest for 30 minutes. Then we let it go through our sheeter back and forth until it's nice and thin. And we put it through, cut it. We measure it by hand.
Once the workers cut the Cougartails, it's time for the second round of proofing.
Proofer can hold 250 donuts, and it takes about 50 minutes for it to go through that.
They come out fluffed and ready for the fryer. After frying and cooling, they're ready for the icing.
We have 3 icing tables. We pour in more than 40 pounds of icing per table, and that can do over 130 Cougartails.
The team here faces a tall task to uphold this time-honored tradition for the next game.
Nearly 13,000. That is over 2 tons of just maple icing. People have made it their tradition to come to games, have a Cougartail, sit watching sports.
As Cougartail King, Wilkie also knows how the Cougartail first came to be. He explained how a BYU dining director had the idea.
We wanted something really unique to BYU to do at games. So, after several different iterations of different things, he ended up going into the Wilk. There's a statue or a taxidermy of a cougar, and he's like, what if we did a tail? Something that looked like that. So he asked the donut people at the time to work on something like that, and they came up with a Cougartail.
So that's the tale of the Cougartail, from the Culinary Support Center to the Lavelle Edwards Stadium. And it really wouldn't be a BYU game without one. I'm Josh Rust from Universe Live.